Hey there, it's Eileen. I am here today with Amy Finchem Conley of Tilt 23 Studios, a design firm here in Las Vegas. You guys are gonna want to watch this video and see all of her beautiful designs that she has all over the country. So I am so excited to talk to you. I think we talked a year ago?
It's been a minute.
2 years ago, maybe?
Yeah.
And we were talking about doing this interview because if you don't know by now, I love supporting local businesses in Las Vegas, but I also just am in love with women entrepreneurs who are making a statement, making it happen, doing everything that they want to in their business and their lives, and not letting anything slow them down. So I am in awe of you.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for saying all those things.
Well, get used to it because I'm just getting started. So I was introduced to you, and of course, because I'm in real estate, if you don't know what a design studio is, you create some of the most beautiful homes that I have ever seen. And I'm not talking like your run-of-the-mill track homes. You are in the elevated luxury space, which I am aspiring to get into myself, but I love everything that you're doing in that space, and I truly appreciate because I feel like a woman designing for a woman makes a whole lot of sense. So,
Absolutely. Yep.
Do you have a lot of women clients?
Well, I would say that 99% of our clients are a couple, generally. So there's a husband and a wife. In Las Vegas, I don't know of another women-owned high-end custom home design firm. In fact, one of the news agencies reached out asking me because they wanted to highlight designers in the high-end custom home market, and she was having a hard time finding even four that worked in the market, let alone own a firm. So it's a very unique experience for the clients to come to Tilt 23 Studios to get these services because the women are leading the projects here, right? Not just myself, but other project managers that are running the projects are women. In fact, my two project managers are women. We don't have men in the firm, not because we wouldn't have them in the firm. No prejudice. It's just you hire who you know, and I know a lot of women that are leading their projects, and of course that dynamic is different, right? Often we communicate with the men and the women differently. So what the husband needs from us is very different from the wives, and so we've just learned, we've been doing this a long time, what that communication looks like and also what the needs are, right? And so you're balancing both of those things. So it is a different experience for them. And I think we kick butt at it, navigating that.
Yeah, so we talked a little bit before, and you told me a very interesting story about how you actually came up with the name Tilt 23. So what does Tilt 23 mean, and how are you kind of incorporating that into your business?
Yeah, so, we did not premeditate starting the company when I did, right? It was the right time, and I just kind of went for it, and somehow have managed to pull it off and build this business without savings or anything. And we've successfully done that with some miracle and a lot of support from a lot of people.
It's talent. It's not miracle. It is talent.
So, but I was sitting in front of the TV with my husband one night thinking about what I was going to call this company that I was starting, and came across One Strange Rock, which is a 10-part documentary series about the planet, all things to do with the planet, the formation of it. This episode was about the formation of the planet, and it was talking about what it took, all the happenstances along the way in creating the planet that created this perfect scenario for making this planet inhabitable, including the Earth getting knocked off its axis, which is 23.4 degrees, and making this a seasonal planet, a livable planet, and all of those things. and just thought to myself, it kind of blew my mind watching this in a way, seeing the planet differently and knowing that I have a deep connection with the planet, right? Some of the most beautiful spaces I've ever been in, or the most beautiful spaces I've ever been in, are outdoor spaces in nature.
Yeah.
Right? And if you can capture that feeling that you get when you are in a beautiful place in indoor spaces that is quite the inspiration.
Yeah.
So that's where it came about, and that was it. Till 23 Studios. So here we are.
Yeah. So you knew that was the name of your company.
I connected with it.
Yeah.
There's so many things I can draw from inspiration for the direction of my company from that.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah.
So how long have you been in this space?
So I started my company 3.5 years ago. I started my journey in the design world when I was 19 years old. So
Wow.
This would have been the late 90s that I went to work for an architect and started out as a secretary.
Wow.
And, kind of just worked my way working with him for 5+ years, left to go work for a contractor, had a couple kids, decided that was the time I was going to go to architecture school. Why not? Right?
Of course.
Have
add
2 little kids, then
Add
go to
more to your
architecture
plate.
school, work full time. My husband was a stay-at-home dad. So it took me 9 years to graduate from UNLV in architecture. So it's been a 25-year journey in this field, in this industry. So of course I started out working on the architecture side, more in the commercial space for the first 15 years, doing commercial office, retail, you name it, parks, rec centers, office spaces. And then I moved to the high-end residential market, and I always thought maybe I wouldn't. It's just a different client.
Yeah.
It's totally different. It's totally personable. You're really getting intimate with your clients. It can be challenging because of that, but also what was surprising is I found that it was much more rewarding for me because you were creating somebody's home, somebody's space, and that was more rewarding and more fulfilling for me.
Yeah.
So I made the move to go into the high end working for somebody else. I learned a lot because it's such a different animal. I learned a lot, and it gave me all the tools to start this company. But along my journey in those 25 years, I also worked for an interior designer. I also worked for a structural engineer, and I learned to do furnishings as well. So, in this company, we do all architecture, all interiors, all furnishings, art consulting, just from a piece of dirt all the way up through, landscape architecture also, just everything. Everything
So you're a one-stop shop.
One-stop shop. The dishes, the toothbrush, whatever you need us to do, that's what we provide. So some clients, they don't want the plates and the the towels and all of that, and some they just want to move in and everything's there. So, personally, I can design every aspect of the home, and then my team can also be a part of all of that, right? So we're launching something called Tilt 23 University. And so even the folks that I have working for me that have had background and training on interiors, they're learning the architecture side of things and the landscape side of things, because I just feel like when you have all those skill sets, you just do better design, right?
Yeah.
If you're doing architecture or doing the exterior part of a design for a building, but you don't understand furniture layout, then how can you design these spaces accurately for the functions that the client wants?
Right.
So it's really important to me that my whole staff understands the whole process. And so I spend quite a bit of time mentoring and training, because they just can't go to another firm and get that same, and are required to know that much information.
Right.
And so I train them. It's an investment for me. I tell them that, knowledge is power. I especially believe that for women.
Yeah.
Like if you want to be in a man's field like I am, then you need to be the best and you need to have the most knowledge.
Yeah.
So that's what I set out, doing in my career. Okay, I'm going to work for a structural engineer. I want to know their job.
Right.
I want to work for a contractor. I want to know his jobs, right? So when we understand everybody else's job, then we can do our job specifically that we're supposed to be doing at that moment better.
Yeah.
So it's a different kind of concept than what you'll get working for anybody else, but I really believe in this holistic approach to it. And so that kind of sets us apart from anybody else.
Well, and I mean, I don't have a ton of experience in this space, but I don't know personally of another firm that does training like that. Do you know what I mean? Like you have the head, and then everybody has to come to them for the information. So you're actually teaching people who work for you the skills that they need, that even if they left here, they would be much more, well positioned to be able to go forward in this field. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's amazing that you're investing like that in your employees.
Well, I tell them, right, I'm like, a lot of bosses might be afraid of that, right? Giving them too much, they can go off, they can start their own companies, they can go to work for somebody else and make a lot more money. Right? I don't have that fear, right?
Yeah.
I'm taking a risk that these people will stay with me because they want to be here, because this is a unique place where they have opportunities to learn and grow, and I am investing in them. But they decide to leave, then they decide to leave, right? I cannot live and run this business that way out of fear.
No, not at all.
But it's important to me, and I know I can't just go hire somebody that's going to give me what I want in this company, right? I can't go hire somebody that knows all aspects of what we do here, right? Either you go work for an architecture firm and they do architecture. Some of them also have interior divisions. But I just think it's not as good of a, it's one big art piece, people. Like it's not these separate things, right?
It's not
the
cohesive.
Landscape architect does that, the architect does that, the interior designer does that, then you got a furniture person coming in, and frankly, it's just not best for the client, right? Yeah. Here they come, they deal with me or my other two project managers, and they oversee everything. They oversee every aspect of the project. So they're not having to hire 5 different companies to get their high-end custom home done. They come to us, we do it all. It's a seamless process. It makes it really easy. We want them to have fun, right? Like it can be a lot of work, but we want it to be fun. We don't want it to feel like a lot of work. We want them to want to come in here and want to talk about their home and their design, because it's not this grueling process. Yeah,
I mean, and I feel like if you can get that cohesiveness where everything is just melded together, then it reduces the amount of headaches after the fact, or, like you said, furniture placement, because they wanted an indoor-outdoor space, but the furniture doesn't let them access that indoor-outdoor space. I mean, whatever that looks like, I mean, this sounds like a much better process that would be way more beneficial, when the process is long. It's not like it's, even with the builders I know now that are building like the track homes, they're taking 12 months, and there's not really customization to be done. So, I mean, when you're in this for that amount of time, you really want to be dealing with the same person on everything. I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
We think so. It's how my brain works, and it's never made sense to me, right? But I mean, the truth is the amount of knowledge somebody has to have to pull that off is tremendous, right? So most people aren't dedicating that kind of time and energy in their career to really know all of that, right? It's been 25 years of working till 1 a.m., like just really working hard to get to this point. Now I have the ability where I don't have to, I work, smarter, not harder, because I have the knowledge, right? But now I can train the next generation to be thinking about this, because I just truly think it's the way we should be doing things. Not saying anybody how they're doing business is wrong. It's just, again, it's how my brain works. And I do think there's just a lot of benefit, to the clients for that. And we can budget. We can work. We can do our own in-house budgeting and work with contractors very early. That's our preference. We want to take the design build approach without being a construction company as well, right? When you are both the architect or designer and the construction company, there's not the checks and balances, right? So that's another thing. I think we take the approach, which means we go to the client at the very beginning and say we'd like to team up with a contractor early on before we even start design, and that way we can approach it as a team, right? It's not the designer and the contractor against each other. We value those relationships.
Right.
It takes hundreds of people to pull this off.
Right.
So it's about relationships, working with people that we have relationships, know that we're going to work well together, we're going to do quality work together. And then that way we're just managing budget the whole way, and they can get involved and say, give us ideas about constructability, and if you move this wall slightly, then we won't have to have a beam there. So
Right.
it's not just our company pulling it off, it's our partners as well,
Right.
which are super important to us.
Yeah. So you are in the luxury space.
Yep.
What is kind of the average cost right now? Like if somebody said, let's just take the Ridges, for example. So if you're buying a home in the Ridges, you're probably paying $2 million for the home. You might be paying, I don't even know if they have $500,000 lots anymore. I know at one point they did. So you might be paying another $1 million for the lot. So you're talking upwards of $3 million before finishes, before upgrades, before any of that. So I would estimate that you're probably talking between $400 and $500 a square foot to get into the Ridges if you are building from dirt. So what are you seeing in? Because you're custom, so you're designing this with the client's vision of how they are going to use their home. Do they need wellness spaces? Do they have, parents who are going to live with them who need access, on the ground floor? You're actually just picking their brain, getting everything that they need, and then coming to them with this perfectly matched home that they can move right in, that every space was built just for them. So what are you seeing price per square foot in your space?
Yeah, we truly are doing a deep dive into exactly what they want, right? I think that's a little bit different how we work. It's a collaboration with our clients. It really is a true collaboration with them. We consider them part of the design team.
Yeah.
Not to say we are the professional and we are going to absolutely tell them what we think and what our preferences are and why. And we're gentle about that. We're not, we're not being bullies, but we assume they hire us as professionals because we know what we're doing, but they're part of it, right? Our homes evolve because it's specific for them.
Right.
They all look different. They're all one of a kind because it's specifically for their needs, their aesthetics, preferences, all of that. So it takes that time to do the work over the course of, 10 months maybe to get in the building department like that to do their one-of-a-kind home. In terms of, dollar per square foot that we're seeing right now, it's been a very crazy year, plus 2 years, as you know, everywhere from lack of materials, scheduling issues because job sites are shut down, manufacturing issues, getting every little, maybe there's a hinge piece that you need for something or a little chip for low voltage that you can't get. It's kind of just rocked the world that we're in, right?
Right.
Not just for the contractors, but also for the designers, because when clients come to us, they say, here's my budget. And we absolutely know how to design within budgets. So we're going to monitor and watch that. Well, we've had homes in 6 months' time go up $200 a square foot in 6 months' time. The contractor's saying, wait here. And how do you do that, right? So it's hard to say where we're at right at this very moment, especially because lumber prices have gone down. Prices on other things are going down. We don't know who's going to get impacted by that or not, right? If my window system guy's pricing has gone up because his steel pricing's gone up, well, is that going to trickle down, or has he just had to have extra costs in, he's given everybody raises now to keep up with inflation? There's certain things that are just not going to go down. Yeah. Because I can't, if I give my staff raises, I'm not going to give them less money now, right? Because prices have gone down. So, I think before the pandemic, sure, we could do something in $450 a square foot. Now I'm hearing $556 might be a minimum. And I'm saying 500 and 600 dollars a square foot. Right. And for us, what that means is that we count livable square footage. Right. So it's the conditioned spaces of a home. We also includes landscape and pool. It's assumed at this high level that you have a pool, you move in, and it's completely landscaped, different from track. So it does, I'm not including land in that. I'm not including all of your design and engineering fees in that. But that seems to be what I'm hearing from contractors, right? Again, we stay very close communication with them, and we reach out, and we're trying to watch the market. We're trying to navigate what's going to happen in this next wave, right? Where prices of everything starting to go down. Houses are sitting on the market longer. You're having less competition in the high-end market for labor, right? So if they're not building as many houses, now that they become available and they start calling, the subcontractors start calling the contractors, do you have work for me? We don't know what that's going to look like. We all have a sense, and we're all preparing for what that might look like, but nobody truly knows, right? So we're trying to navigate, you know, we're really busy and slammed right now, but I don't know that I want to be hiring right now because I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like you said, this is like a very long process. So if I have a 2.5, 3 year contract, it doesn't mean that because I'm loaded up that I have 2-3 years of work right now, because that doesn't continue if they don't get built. We design to build.
Right, exactly.
Right? That's the Christmas part of this, right? It's like, you know, we spend all this time designing and we want to see it built.
Yeah.
That's what's best for us. That's what's best for the clients. That's the joy, literally going out to those job sites and see it come to life is like the good stuff.
Yeah.
So,
well, I watch all of your posts on Instagram, and I'm like, I want to be your client. I want that. I want to do that. I mean, I am blown away because I've known what you do for years, but yet when I see it, I'm like, oh, she did that.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. So I do have another question. So, I mean, as you know, Vegas is a little bit of a tricky animal. So we tend to, our economy shifts a little bit more than other parts of the country. Like, let's just take gas prices, for instance. Our gas prices, from what I've heard through media, is we are like the 4th or 5th highest gas prices in the country. Is there a reason for that? I don't think there is. But here we are paying astronomical gas prices when, you know, we see I mean, we're not paying California prices, so I guess I shouldn't complain too much. But so we're affected in a different way. So you are in other markets. You build in a lot of other states. And are those markets affected? First off, can you tell me where those markets are? And can you tell me if they're being affected the same way Las Vegas is?
Yeah, so we are here in Nevada. Also, we have projects in Montana, Utah, and California. So we have 4 projects in California. We had 2 in Montana. We now have 1 and one in Utah. So obviously, I'm very watchful eye on real estate that's happening, right? I get the notifications. I'm trying to stay on top of how long houses are staying on the market, all of that kind of stuff, because that trickles down, right? If a client, so this happened recently in Montana, we're in design, contractors basically charging in Montana whatever they can because they have a labor shortage and the demands are high, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to move to Montana since Yellowstone, since the show Yellowstone. Okay?
Me too.
We forgot about it. Every time I tell somebody I'm doing something in Montana, they keep saying like Wyoming, or what is the other state? Idaho? It's Montana, people. But we all want to move there now.
Yeah, of course.
So high demand, low shortage of labor enforcement, prices just keep going up. Contractors like, there's no way these prices are going down. Now he's calling us saying, are we going to build this house, right? In a short amount of time, he thought he was good. He's got work. I don't care about you. Like real kind of cocky.
Yeah.
And we're like, disagree. We're going to disappear for a little bit. We're going to keep working on the house, and then we'll let you know we're going to go when you're telling us that you need this work, right? So it is happening where I'm getting calls from contractors here in Vegas saying projects are getting on hold. Do you have any work? Any projects coming up? California, I'm just seeing probably like just less opportunity for us, But, you know, in the high-end market, there's people that are just still going to build,
Yeah.
right? And it depends on what business they're in, frankly, our clients. You know, if they were getting into more of the crypto and all that kind of stuff, they might be hurting for cash flow and all that stuff. There's some of our clients, they're just not going to be impacted, and
Right.
they're going to wait and hold out until the construction costs go down. And, you know, I think Utah's still pretty booming, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the consultants that we have in Utah, we can't get a landscape architect in Utah that can take on a project. We've called 12. We've
Wow.
interviewed 12, or we've tried to get interviewed with 12. So they're all very different, and we're watching all of them. It's really hard to say. I mean, I still have PTSD from the recession
In 2008.
and it was different from everybody, right? I was working for a big commercial firm in that time that I started working there in 2003, 2002. My kids were tiny little then. And I lasted till 2010. They eventually shut down their office in this market. We were hit so hard in Vegas in that
Yes.
recession. I started a nonprofit during that time to promote my industry,
Yeah.
to promote architects and designers. In 2012, I started it because it had been so painful and so long. And I think the statistic was like 65% of architects were laid off.
Wow.
You couldn't get work at that time.
Yeah.
Unless I was going to pack up, I was a single mom of 3 kids at that time. Unless I was going to pack up my 3 little kids by myself and move to Dubai, there was not going to be work. It wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, family, you think I should go work at McDonald's, but instead I started this nonprofit because I was like, I'm going to promote the hell out of my industry right
Yeah.
now. And I just made a job for myself, and I created not just lemonade out of lemon, I created a grove trees of lemon. I'm like, we're going to self-sustain ourselves here, people. And it was cool because the guys that did a competition for the city, we ended up getting this getting off track a little bit, I'm sorry, but
No,
we got
that's
this
not
$1 million opportunity to do public art downtown. And I was able to put 7 designers and artists to work getting paid to do this art project. And then 3 of those guys started their architecture firm
That's
out
amazing.
of that. So that was really cool. That's what we were wanting to do.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say. Like, people say we're not going to get back to that in Vegas, but it's so unpredictable, I feel like, here.
Yeah.
You know, we are a different animal here. I don't know what it's going to look like.
Well, I know on the resale side, we're still seeing over $1 million properties selling.
Yeah.
So, you know, it kind of seems like it might be some of the lower end properties. I think first-time home buyers have been affected. You know, so that's kind of the market that is being affected the most.
Yeah.
From what I am seeing right now in the market. But I mean, the luxury market is still going strong. I mean, Summit Club
Yeah.
is still, you know, booming
Yeah.
out there. You know, so it's, you know, there's definitely not a lack of funds in the luxury space.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 2 projects in the Ridges right now. We have one. These are ground up homes I'm
Yeah.
talking about, a piece of dirt and up.
Right.
We have a ground up in Summit, one in Henderson. Oh, what else do we have here? And then I do have a division that's very specific for. I realized a couple things with this talk of a recession or whatever coming up, that there was a bit of a hole in my company because I need to be resilient to that, right? There's 9 of us here. I'm not
Yeah.
letting these people go. I love them. They're all
They'll
precious.
be very happy to hear that.
Yeah, like I really have worked hard, a very lengthy interview process to hire these people.
Yeah.
Like 6 interviews, right? Like it's very lengthy to hire because that's super important to hire right. I'm not letting these people go now
Yeah.
that I have them. I'm putting this training in there, right? So I'm trying to like just diversity in markets and then taking on this remodel side of the business. I didn't want to do it, okay? But I have the perfect project manager that heads up this whole department. This is her bread and butter. This is what she's good at. She loves it,
Yeah.
right? So it's perfect fit for her. It's just a different animal. And our clients, you know, they may have other homes that we're doing a ground up for them, but they have a remodel in, you know, a beach town somewhere. And so
Yeah.
we found this need to serve our clients, right?
Yeah.
That they have a need, but also just to diversify. And usually they come to those projects, they need to be referrals for us
Right.
that we know because they're just challenging. But we did take one downtown. It's a really cool, mid-century modern downtown neighborhood, really cool project. And we're like, it's yummy. We want to do this. So we didn't know her.
Yeah.
But she's an awesome client, and we're having so much fun with it. But yeah, we do a little bit of that as well.
And that's what's I also think is so unique about this city, is because there are pockets of just pure lovely areas that, I mean, the Scotch 80s, McNeil Estates, just all of these places that nobody knows really are here. And they not only hold so much history, the designs are just so cool. So, I mean, if you're not doing a ground up and you get to save some of that history of the town, that's great that you have a remodel side.
Yeah, I did a ground up downtown. And of course, that's different, right? I try to connect to the neighborhood, but it's going to be a different animal than doing a remodel where literally we are honoring the original.
Yeah.
We are stripping down things that have been painted over and getting back to the raw wood and exposed brick, and we're honoring it, right?
Yeah.
Like in the details, we're going to be hunting the antique stores and getting the original stuff back into the house.
Yeah.
So that to us, we really connect with. And I have a heart, like my heart is downtown. That's where my gallery was.
Yeah.
That's where my office space was. I spent a lot of time investing in that downtown community. I love it. And I'm very sparse separated from it. Where I live now, our clients are. But we look for those little gems that we can have fun with. We don't want to do the same kind of architecture.
Yeah.
So some firms want to have a very strong brand
Yeah.
of, that's a so-and-so house, right?
When you look
know
at
it, you
it,
recognize it, that's
Yeah.
their home. We do not want you to know it's ours because we want, first of all, that's boring. We get tired of seeing the same thing over and over again. We want to have fun here.
Yeah.
Right? It's a lot of work for us.
Yeah.
I told you, we have put in some hours recently because we wanted to get a project into the building department. We work so hard here. But we want to have fun too, right?
Yeah.
We don't want it always to be that. We want to really be able to have the designers here. Everybody's a designer, right?
Yeah.
If you can design, a piece of furniture, you can design a pool. Like that's just how my brain thinks. But we want to do mid-century modern, we want to do modern, we want to do contemporary, we want to do ranch, we want to do it all.
Yeah.
There's certain, if we don't connect with it, we're not going to do. I'm not doing Corinthian columns. Sorry if that's what you want. I'm not doing it. We're not going back to Greece.
Yeah, no.
I won't do
and
it,
that design left, in the 90s, I think, in Vegas, hopefully.
I mean, I think there's people that still want castles and such. I'm not your gal.
Maybe.
Sorry. I can't connect with it.
If you need a castle designer, you have to go somewhere else.
I saw a home that is like Lord of the Rings.
Really?
Yeah, it's like truly inspired by it. It was super cool. It's not here locally. It's in another city.
But can you live there?
I don't want to design that, but
Yeah.
I appreciated it.
Yeah.
Right? I'm never downing anybody. Like each his own. But if I'm going to do a good job for you, I'm connecting with it.
Right.
Right? We've got to connect. We've got to mesh. I've got to find some kind of information. There's not a project here that we're not super excited about. They're all super unique and different. Otherwise we're just not a good fit if we can't.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, go to work on this house again. That's not good for anybody.
Yeah, if you wake up not excited to go to work,
Yeah.
then I think something's missing if that's
Oh,
if
was
that's
this
the
work?
case. Yeah.
Was this work? I mean, I have too much fun.
If you finish like that, then you're doing okay. I think.
Yeah, I
think
almost
you're
feel
doing all
guilty
right.
because I love it so much, right? It's like, I get to do this.
No, you just found your thing.
I did found my thing by accident, by the way. It was by accident. I really, as a 19-year-old kid, I had worked on, my father was in construction. He owned a construction company, not here in Vegas, but before we moved to Vegas, we came in '88. The Mirage was the new hotel at that time.
Yep.
And it was booming construction.
Yeah.
So I grew up around it. I was the girl in a really pretty dress that wanted to climb trees barefooted. I loved the masculine and the super feminine at the same time. It's a weird combo, but it makes me super good at my job.
Yeah.
To have that masculine and feminine. But I was fascinated about buildings going up. So I got off track. I don't know what I was talking about. But anyways.
No, to be excited to do what you get to do.
Oh, I know what it was. I was saying I worked in construction as a 19-year-old kid and thought, well, architecture is like close enough.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll go work for this architect. I never in a million years like thought I would go into that field and go get a degree as an architecture student. I never thought. But, you know, after working in it for 5 years, everybody's like, you know that you're a natural at this, right? Like, you know you kind of just naturally can do this. And I was like, okay, well, I guess, you know, I guess I'll go into this. But yeah, I stumbled across it. That makes me a very blessed woman.
Yeah.
Because now everybody just kind of stumbled across what they really are obsessed with. Obsessed.
That's true.
Like, can I just tell you? Like, stop looking at design already. You know
what, though? That's why you're successful.
Yeah.
Yeah, is because it's a passion.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Anything else that you want to cover?
I don't know. I also love to talk about design. So you want to stop me? Yeah, we can. I don't know.
Anything? Can you think of anything?
No, you described like how you work with your clients, your preferred clients. I think the luxury and you know, you talked about your community and the difference between track homes and custom homes.
They're relative.
You talked about
They're
your
related.
team. I think you covered it really well. Yeah.
Okay.
Good at talking.
So,
that's why we get along.
do you have one? So I'm thinking in terms of the video, like where we could overlay some of your work.
Yeah.
And maybe there's a certain project that you might want to highlight that you could talk about right now, and then send me photos of it.
Or like a favorite project, maybe even
whatever the most current one is my favorite.
Right.
Like literally the most recent one. Like my one I'm working on at the time is my favorite, and then I move on. I don't know.
That's okay. I think
I can send images of stuff. I mean,
let's just do that. Let's just do general imagery of what the work you do. So landscape plus design. Plus
I do have a project because I think of showing this photo would be super cool.
Okay.
Like, so this house in California that you keep mentioning.
Yeah.
Are you about to talk about the project?
I can.
Okay, so let me ask you.
Yeah, ask it.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I know it's probably hard to pick a favorite, like picking your favorite child. What is one of your favorite projects that you've worked on?
Yeah, so they are all my favorite children. But I would say one that is like been kind of a career-changing like launch of the company is the one that I currently have in construction in La Jolla, California. It's just an incredible opportunity for a project. It's on a piece of property that sits on the hill and has like an incredible view of the ocean. Like almost you get a better view of the ocean when you're higher up on the hill than you are right at the ocean, right? Because you just get that expansive view. I think it's like 100 feet across of glass looking at the ocean.
Wow.
And just been like an incredible client. Just love these people so much. They're literally like family at this point. It's quite a complicated project. It's unique in that the construction of it is, it's sitting on a hill, right? So we all have heard about California and mudslides and all that kind of stuff. So the foundation of it is $1 million foundation alone.
Wow.
It is a 2-foot thick concrete slab. It took 69 concrete trucks back to back to pour the foundation and just the foundation.
Wow.
69, if you can imagine, trucks back to back to pour this in one day. It was incredible to watch. I was out there on the job site looking down at the pit to pour this, and they were just incredible doing this. There is 54 caissons, which if you don't know what that means, is they're basically these big piers, these big round concrete piers that have these steel driven through them. And they go sometimes 60 feet into the ground. There's 54 of these guys to keep this thing in place. If there's an earthquake, if there's a mudslide, this thing's not going anywhere. No cracking. And so it has this basement, right? So you've got these foundation shoring walls and that kind of stuff. It's unique because most of our houses are just slab on grade. They sit right down on the ground and they're not $1 million slabs, okay? So let's not get scared about that. That's just unique that I think it's fun.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd to be able to work with engineers and go back and forth and say, what if we do this kind of foundation system?
Yeah.
You know, there was more of a bond beam type, more of like a waffle type foundation system before, and we went back and forth, and I thought that was just gonna be too time consuming and too complicated with waterproofing, all that kind of stuff. This is boring technical stuff, but I geek out about it.
I think it's interesting because you're literally putting a puzzle together, and you're literally taking something super unique and making it work for exactly what they want. So doing something new every day is right up my alley. So I mean, I completely get it when, you know, you are so excited about every next step. Because if it's different and unique every time, that's exciting.
Well, our homes are super different and unique, but the process, like what I'm working on and what all my staff are working on every day, they just don't design. They have to understand how buildings go together, right?
Yeah.
And I love every aspect of it. I love the phase of like that very technical aspect of it. You know, I mentioned we've got to know a lot of stuff, right? Somebody described to me, you are the conductor of the orchestra, right? I'm the only person seeing every aspect of the project, from every little bolt. I'm coordinating a bolt not sticking out of a wall to artwork going on a wall and understanding investment art, right?
Yeah.
Our clients are at the point, some of them are investment artists, right? So they're buying $1 million art piece, some of them. Some of them want a $20 art piece on the wall. So it's the gamut, right? But that means I have to understand how the building goes together, and so does my staff, because sometimes we're in here working on very technical drawings. So that's fun to me, right?
Yeah.
I have to understand everybody's jobs, but I'm relying on a lot of experts for those as well.
Right.
And I just get to put all those parts and pieces together.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's fun.
I don't know that I have seen someone explain their job with such excitement. So if you have the opportunity and you want to work with Amy, Tilt 23 Studios is the place that you need to contact. So I thank you so much for allowing me to finally be able to sit down and talk to you. And I'm telling you,
it was fun.
One day I'm going to be your client, so you can just, you know,
I'm holding you to that.
That is
Yes, I
perfectly
am.
fine with me. So join us for our next community interview, and all of Amy's information is going to be in the description, so you can reach out to her, contact her, and build your very own luxury custom dream home in Las Vegas or anywhere else that she builds.